Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yo, what up, everybody? Look at me. It's Mish of the Mike and Mish Show. I am running solo tonight because Mike had something come up and he is not with us tonight. So it's like the freaking old days for me here on the Mike and Mish Show. Welcome to the Mike and Mish Show, formerly known as Mission Accomplished back in the day. And I'll be holding it down without Mike tonight, but I got an awesome show for you guys. I got two guests coming on. The always entertaining, the fan favorite, Slick Rick Caruso will be coming on. He's fighting Derek Perez in Albuquerque in a couple of weeks. And then we're going to have on the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the reigning, defending, ultra-hot, constantly winning, constantly getting better, Dave Redneck Mundell will be coming on here, the reigning BKFC middleweight champion. Unbelievable. What's up, everybody in the chat? Like, yo, Mish, what up? Yeah. So, like I said, I'm going live tonight by myself, and I'm gonna try not to fuck this up without Mike. I'm not gonna have all those cool transition videos like he usually has, and I'm gonna try to put pictures up as best as I can. But it's been a while since I did a show by myself, so let's have at it, right? Before we get started, which Slick Rick is in the waiting room ready to go right now. So I'm just going to shout out our sponsors. You know them. Dynamic Life. You get over to @LIV Dynamic on Instagram for weight loss, sexual health, and anti-aging. There's a little link in the bio. You hit the link in the bio. 20 seconds later, you could become a patient with Dynamic Life, and you get your life right with Dynamic Life. Then head over to the Rasha @Rasha Elite on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio as well. It'll bring you to the Rasha.com. They are the official mindset and recovery tool of the BKFC and the Mike and Mish Show. So thank you very much to our sponsors. And I mean, I can sit here and bullshit with you guys, but Mike's not here. So, and hey, real quick, actually, before I bring Slick Rick on, I'm going to tell you this. I'm wearing this hat tonight. This is Stonington Little League. My kids' team last night that we haven't been good this year. And I'll just be honest with you. We haven't been good. We haven't won a lot of games. But last night, we go out there. Our pitcher throws a 54-pitch complete game, 2-hit shutout, only struck out 3, meaning everybody behind him did their job. We had 0 errors in the game. We won 7-0. That's a clean sheet, baby. We are on the winning track just in time to win 3 or 4 games in a row before we hit the playoffs. So shout out to my boys. Our team name is the Luchadors, by the way. How fucking cool is that? So with that said, hey guys, why don't we go ahead and bring on the man himself, Slick Rick Caruso, who will be fighting June 6th in Albuquerque at BKFC 75 against Derek Perez. Here he is, Slick Rick Caruso.
What up?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Another day in paradise, brother.
Yeah, it's good to see you, and it's good to have you on. Listen, man, you know what? Every time I look at you guys and I look at you fighters, I'm like, man, when the hell did we last see him fight? It's been last October.
Yep.
I know you guys don't like these layoffs, man. 8 months. It's been 8 months since been in the squared circle. Do you like an 8-month layoff?
No, but this one was my fault, to be honest with you. Derek and I were supposed to fight in February, and I had some family issues come up, some personal things that I needed to take care of, and couldn't commit the time that Derek and BKFC deserved for that fight. So, obviously, he ended up fighting Mike Livingston, and now here we are. You know, I know I don't like the layoff, but it is what it is. It's normality to an extent here, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Are you at home right now, Slick?
No, I just stepped out of the sauna at the gym.
I was going to say, is that at your home? Because you have won quite a bit of memorabilia from the Mike and Mish show over the last couple of years, but
No, this is
like those medals. Yeah.
Now I do have all of that memorabilia up at the house in the office. Yes,
absolutely. And big shout out to Big Russ Maxim, who's in the comment section right now. Most, if not all, of the stuff that you have gotten from this show has come from Russ.
Yep, I was trying to get that poster last week too. Don't play.
You know what, man? Is there anybody that's more for the BKFC and the BKFC fighters than that guy?
Nope. Absolutely not. Russ and the Extreme BKFC fan page and those guys, him and Big Country, are just, man, a friend when you least expected it, and just like freaking wow, man. Like, yeah. You know, God sends people in the weirdest places, and that's just really cool. I'm grateful to have met the friendship I have with Russ. He's an absolutely wonderful guy. And he got some, he's chasing, it's public knowledge. He's looking for a good lawyer and stuff. But damn, ain't he looking for a lawyer and not end of life care stuff, man? Like, that's freaking awesome to be free. That's awesome, man. I love it.
And what Rick's talking about, if anybody hasn't seen it, go to Russ's Instagram page and probably the Facebook page as well. And he has videos up explaining his whole thing. Misdiagnosis, mistreatment. It's a real mess. And he could use a good lawyer. So if anybody out there has got a good lawyer that wants to take this on for him, go check his page out and help this man out, because he helps so many people out for sure.
Yep. That's amazing. He's just a great dude.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Hey, and you, man, you're always in our comment section. You're always very active with the BKFC community. And this is going to be your 7th fight for the BKFC. We're excited to see you back in there. The dude you're fighting, you said you were supposed to fight him back in February, but didn't work out. Now you finally get to fight him here in June. Yeah. Derek Perez is not an easy night out for anybody, huh?
No, not at all. And honestly, I asked for this fight a while back, not because I think that I can beat Derek, and I don't say that in thinking that Derek can beat me. I asked for it because we're kind of mirror images of each other. Our fighting style is the same. And well, darn it, I want to know if we can go 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You know, I want to let's stand there and swing it out, brother.
You know he's down the bang every time he goes out there. But what I gotta ask you this: are you a fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Absolutely.
You are.
Yes,
So,
sir.
are you aware that you will be punching Busy Bone in his face on June 6th? For those here, look at this guy. Look at him. That's Derek Perez, right?
I mean, unfortunately, it's what's got to be done to get paid. You know.
Wait a minute. No, wait.
There
That's
he
Derek.
is.
There. Wait a second. Wait. There's Derek Perez. No. Wait a
Nope.
second.
Oh no. See, now I'm confused. Man, my
Dude,
man plays up nice.
yeah, this motherfucker, man, he is the doppelganger of Busy Bone, of the great Bone Thugs and Harmony, signed to Greenback Records, by the way, Conor McGregor's record label too.
Yep.
So
That was pretty cool. I seen they did. I think after the last UK show, they were doing concerts and things after with his record label. That was pretty cool.
oh yeah, man. So Rick, when you know you're a hardworking man, you're a family man, but you're also a hard, you're a hard night out for anybody. Like I said, last time we seen you out there, you got the knockout win over Brandon Bushaw. What have you been doing in the meantime? Because, like I said, we haven't seen you in there since October. So October to June, that's 8 months, man. What have you been doing to stay busy?
Work's got a lot of things consumed. Kids are growing up. My daughter's playing basketball. My son was in the state tournament in North Carolina for high school ball. My other son's in soccer. My daughter's in here in boxing class with me. And then my youngest son's wanting to do everything, but he can't, So I fit in my time in here when I can. And that's one of the things that, if anyone read the interview from last night, this fight's it's personal, but it's not personal with Derek. Like, I respect that guy. I mean, honestly, I think he's on record as the first bare knuckle champion of the modern era. So, I mean, all respect to him, but personally, I got some stuff to prove to myself, and it's going to be a fun night. So I just been in here getting ready, being dad, realizing that you don't have to hate the world to fight. You can love everything and love fighting too.
Absolutely. You know what? I feel everything you're saying there when it comes to your kids and the activity, dude. It's people always say it to me because I am still full time for the Army and I coach Little League and basketball season. I coach basketball. I do this show every week. We travel for the show. It's hard to fit things in, but when you're passionate about things and you love, obviously your kids are your number one. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll do anything I can to get to every one of their events, whether it's a music thing or a sports event, whatever the hell it is, a thing at the school. Listen,
Yeah.
family comes first. I'm 100% on board with that. I'm a soldier. I'm a leader of soldiers, and I will always tell my people, you got something going on with your family, just let me know. Fucking go be with them because that's more important than any of the bullshit that we're doing, right?
Yep. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters.
That's all that matters. Do you ever coach? You ever coach any of the sports that your kids play in?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you said that, man, because this kid just left. So all of my kids, I make all of my kids take class here at the gym that I teach.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they compete or not is solely up to them, but they have to be able to know it, especially my daughters, because I got beautiful daughters, and that's the scariest thing in the world to me. So I want them to be able to, they know jujitsu and they can box your head off if they have to. But this kid right here, I coached him. He's in over 11 years. He's the first ever national champion from the state of West Virginia in silver gloves, Riker Heights. He's 11 years old when this
Wow.
picture. Look, this kid, I'm not crouching. He's 11. I'm 6
Wow.
foot tall. Yeah. We
So
waited same.
what is he about 5'10" at
Yep.
11 years old?
Yep. 138-pound national champion.
Wow.
He's a
Holy
stud.
smoke. No kidding, man. 5'10", 138 and a Silver Gloves champion.
Yep. He's
Wow.
he's going to go places if he sticks with it and keeps the discipline. But and then
And
I used to coach.
you took him under your wing. That's your like
Yep.
project kid right there.
Well, they're all my projects. I treat him just like any of the other kids that are in class. But he comes in and he's big enough to come to the adult classes too. Actually, he's old enough now because our adult classes start at 12 if they're
Okay.
that big. And so he comes to the adult classes, but he still comes to the kids classes too because that's where I solely coach. And
Mhm.
he'll help me with those kids and then get a little one-on-one with me and stuff. Yeah, literally just left 15, 20 minutes ago getting rounds with us all in here. And
Isn't
I
it?
forget sometimes that he's a kid because he's my size and he's in here in the adult stuff. Like I'll start talking to him like he's a grown man. And I'm like, oh crap, I forget you're younger than half of my kids.
I find myself doing that with almost every kid that I coach. Like I start talking to them like they're one of the guys here. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh
Yep.
man, yeah, I'm talking to a 12-year-old. I gotta freaking cool it a little bit. But like you just said though, what you sounded there. I don't know if you heard what I was saying about my little league team. I've been coaching baseball for 5 years now, and I've been coaching basketball for 5 or 6 years now, and our baseball teams are always pretty good, right? We always like every year we're pretty good. We're contenders. This year, it's just been a tough year. We got the youngest team in the league, and we got a bunch of 10 and 11-year-olds in a team in a league full of 12-year-olds. You know what I mean? And we've been getting our asses kicked, but every game we stay in there where we lose 8-6, 10-8, 8-9.
So it's a game.
Yeah, 9-6, 10-7. We're always in games, but it's just we can't get a goddamn win, and it hurts to see the kids upset. Dude, last night was the cleanest game of baseball I have ever coached. Out of all the of all the years I've been coaching, it was just so refreshing. Like everything was clicking. Everything was clicking. We're playing the second place team in the league, and our pitchers just throwing strikes. The balls are getting put in play, and the kids are making the plays, and they're not throwing the ball around like freaking idiots. They're not making errors. It was just clean baseball. And then we get up to bat, and then we were getting hits, and we're scoring runs. We end up winning 7-0.
Nice.
We throw a 2-hit shutout, and our pitcher threw 54 pitches in 6 innings, which equals out an average of 9 for all you math nerds out there.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, dude. It was like a breath of fresh air, and I feel like you sounded that way. You were just talking about that kid. Like I get it, man. I totally get it. There's nothing more rewarding than like seeing somebody that you've been trying to help along succeed. It's freaking great.
Yeah. I love it. I've been coaching youth boxing I've been coaching the youth here. I used to coach jiu-jitsu, and then I started coaching the boxing class. Probably about 6. No, we've been open 10 years, I think. So 10 years. I've got a kid that's getting ready to graduate college. He's getting ready to graduate Marshall University. He was my first ever student. I actually bought my house from his grandpa. So
wow.
Cool. Yeah, he just graduated flight school. He's gonna be a commercial pilot. That's pretty cool. I'm proud of the little guy. Alan Pendleton. He's a cool kid.
Give me a commercial pilot, huh?
Yep.
Odd
change of I never expected that out of him. Like he boxed, he was a state champion boxer and all that jazz. I expected him to go to Glenville for boxing, but he went to Marshall and he ended up playing rugby and then decided he wanted to fly planes. Cool.
Wow. Did he go into the military or did he just go the whole civilian pilot route?
He did the CAP route.
Wow.
There's a no flight school right there near Marshall or in Charleston, West Virginia, and that's where before his papa died, he had him signed up for that, and he just, I guess, one of those things he wanted to finish out. He's like, Papa signed me up for it. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna see it through, which was cool. I mean, now he's got one heck of a career out of it.
Oh yeah, that he's doing good for himself for sure. That sounds great. For those who are just joining, Mike got arrested. No, he did not, Joe. He didn't. Mike did not get arrested. He just couldn't make the show tonight. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's say he did get arrested. For those who are watching, take guesses in the comment section of what Mike may have been arrested for. That should be funny. So, dude, you're coming back after 8-month layoff. You are fighting an ultra tough and very, very game opponent in Derek Perez. We all know Derek Perez fought Keith Richardson right before Keith got his title shot. He's in there 5 rounds with Ryan Reber. You know what I mean? Like, he is game for a throwdown every time. You go out there and you put on a show, and you and him could easily be a fight of the night contender. I have no doubt about the way you fight and the way he fights. This is going to be fireworks all over the place.
Yep.
You come out on the winning end. What does the rest of 2025 look like for you in a perfect situation? If you go in there, you put on a show with Derek, you get the dub. What is the ideal remainder of 2025 look like for Slick Rick Caruso?
Man, for the first time, I don't know. I'm like, what's next, but I'm not looking past this one. And it's not that this is the only thing that matters, because unfortunately it can't be. But next fight, I don't know. Whatever, let's go out here and see what happens June 6th, and then we'll go from there. I like what Nate calls and offers. I like to see the phone ring and it be Nate. There's been other offers and things too. At the same time, it's a full schedule chasing these babies.
And you used to have a flooring company, is that correct?
Yep. So
I still do that?
own the remodel company, yes. But I do. I'm an insurance advisor for supplemental insurances like accident policies, life insurance, cancer, heart, things like that.
Jeez, you're a busy man, Rick. And I
hope we were selling policies down in South Carolina before committing acts of violence last time. Maybe they got put to use. Who knows?
Have you ever fought in Albuquerque?
No, I've fought in Minnesota, so I've fought that time zone, I think, but
never.
Have
you ever been to Albuquerque?
Nope.
Bro, you're gonna have a blast.
New thing for me.
You are gonna have a blast down there. I mean, you're going there to do something that you love and enjoy doing, obviously, but the atmosphere, the people in Albuquerque, they love combat sports.
Okay.
Mike and I went down there. Obviously, it's like the home of so many MMA gyms, and Jackson Wink is there. It's like, John Jones was from Albuquerque.
I'm gonna be fanboying.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you get a chance, pop into Jackson Wink. We went there when we were down there. It's a hell of a place, and there's so much history there. You might as well go check it out. But I'm just enjoy yourself, man, because the fans are crazy down there. They love a good fight, and
Sweet.
The crowd goes absolutely freaking bananas when you go to the arena. So you'll have a blast. I want to do something with you since Mike's not here, and everybody always sees you in the comment section, and the people that watch and listen to this show, they do pretty much know Slick Rick. But who is Slick Rick for real? We used to do speed rounds all the time. I just got some questions that I jotted down. What's something that you love that people wouldn't expect? Origami. Origami.
And disc golf.
Really? Do you do a lot of origami?
Yeah.
Is it like I
can fold you a paper crane, man.
Is it like a therapeutic type thing for you? Is it keep you kind of like keep you zen or something like that?
Maybe.
Or is it just the art that you love?
I think it is kind of therapeutic. It's something to do with my hands. It keeps my anxiety down.
There you go.
At one point in time, there was, the if you fold a million paper cranes, will you wish it come true? And
I love it.
you know,
All right, that's something you love. What's something you hate?
rude people.
Yeah, it's well, treat people like you want to be treated. That's like the oldest saying in the book. And for those
Yep.
that are just rude to people, you just want to smack them in their head. How about something you're addicted to?
My wife.
Your wife.
Yes.
Yeah, good, nice. And what is it about your wife? What's so special about her?
She found a way to calm the Hulk.
So you got a good grounded home life then.
Yeah, she puts me in my place and keeps me on my toes and things exciting. And she's just honestly, man, like I know everybody's like they got the sexiest wife in the world, blah blah blah. Man, she is just such a wonderful freaking mom. Like, look, I'm about to tear up about it, man. I'm blessed. I truly am. I've been a POS a lot of times in my life, and God decided to bless me with a wonderful wife that's an even better mom.
Outstanding, dude. I mean, I've been with my wife. We've been married for 16 years. We've been together for 23. So I feel you, man. I was a wild person myself. Joined the army. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with myself. Still living at home with my mom and dad at 19 years old. My dad tells me basically get the fuck out or either join a service or be gone. You know what I mean? He gave me those options. So I joined the army. Met my wife in pre-mob before my first deployment. I showed up to the first deployment. I mean, the first formation before deployment and stood next to her in formation. And I hadn't gone to sleep yet. I was out partying with my buddies like the entire fucking night because I was, at that time 20 years old and ready to party my face off when I got home from basic training and stuff. But 3 days after I got home, I was activated to go to war. So I fucking I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to party for a week straight and then I'm going to go overseas. And I fall into formation. I'm standing at parade. I'm standing at attention, like swaying like this. Basically can't stand up straight. And she was standing next to me the whole time going, who's this fucking piece of shit? Turns out that stinky, boozy smelling piece of shit is someone that she fell in love with. And here we are 23 years later. So I feel your answer. My wife is my one of my favorite people on this planet as well. So appreciate that answer out of you. Rick, you have a job to do in Albuquerque, BKFC 75. You're taking on Derek Perez. This is going to be one hell of a throwdown for sure. The people of Albuquerque and all the BKFC fans watching at home are in for a treat. Take a minute, shout some people out, say any last words, and I'll let you get out of here, man.
I know I say it all the time, almost every time, but first and foremost, man, thank God. God's made all of this possible and brought me from being a person that was my own worst enemy to just a happy guy, man. Like I started fighting to be a killer, like to impress people, and because I had this anger in me, and I'm not angry anymore. I don't have that anger to get out, man. I don't have to hate people that I fight, and that was God. That it's a wonderful feeling to be out here cutting weight, to go in here to go to battle with a man, but I'm not doing it out of hate. Like, I love the guy, all respect to him, but when that bell rings, it's gonna be war from bell to bell, So thank God for bringing me out of my own head. My mom for just dealing with me my whole life. My dad for teaching me to be tough. My wife for putting up with me and my kids. And then I was trying to remember my sponsors off the top of my head. My phone was about to die. That's why I ran to the car. but that's not happening. I got so many of them. So here we go. I had the shirt right here. I was prepped, guys. Team Blaze, Wolfman Tattoo, Titus Electrical, Sauced and Loaded, Wild and Wonderful Nutrition. They keep me hooked up on on them drinks, man. That Slick Rick Loaded Teas where it's at. Loudon County Bell Bondsman in Tennessee. I ain't had to use them because I ain't been in trouble in a long time, but I know Mariah's got my back where I'm at. Brat's Barbecue, Culture Grill and Cantina. I Care Lawn Care, Pure Romance by Jacqueline, Straight Razor No Chaser. They keep me faded up, and Clean Cut Killers. And then my gym, my home away from home, Advantage Martial Arts. And then Mike and Mish. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. Y'all do a big thing for the sport, just like Russ does big things for the sport. Y'all's work does not go unnoticed by us fans and fighters either, brother.
Thank you, Rick. Hey, I got to tell you, man, before I let you go, you seem like you do seem truly happy in the place that you're in life. I envy how you feel right now. You are obviously a loving, caring family man. Congrats to your kids and all their sports. I hope they all succeed.
Thank you.
Congratulations to your student there for getting the silver gloves, and good luck to you in Albuquerque BKFC 75 against Derek Perez. Go do your thing, brother. I'll be watching from home. All right.
Sweet. That's what I was going to ask. Is if you guys were watching from home, we're going to be there. I'll be sure to
We're not
shoot
gonna be
y'all a
there for
message
that.
afterwards.
All right,
Y'all have a
brother.
good
Well,
one,
hey,
man.
thanks a lot for coming on, and I'll be talking to you down the road. All right.
Yes, sir. Tell Redneck do his thing. I can't wait. That man gonna keep his belt.
All
Y'all
right.
take it easy, man.
Later, man. All right, there was Slick Rick Caruso going to war against Derek Perez. Yeah, what a good dude that guy is, right? He just sounds just so content where he's at in his life and with his career and with his wife and his kids and his gym and his business, like so much. And anybody that has kids knows it's hard to freaking do all this stuff and keep a level head. And I think he's doing a great job with it. I try to do it. I do my best as well. Yeah, good luck to Rick, man. Thank you so much for him coming on. And our next guest is in the waiting room, so I might as well go ahead and bring him in. The reigning, defending BKFC middleweight champion and the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, the Redneck, Dave Mundell.
What up?
What up, buddy?
What's going on?
Hey, say hi to Mike.
What up, Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Where's he at?
Yeah, he had to take the night off. He had something come up, so you just said
Damn,
help.
first I hear you guys aren't coming to watch me fight yet again, and now he's not even here for the interview.
You know what? If I could go to every one of these events, I would, man. But so you know the whole story, us being in the Army, right? So my annual training, which is like the unit that I'm in now, we don't do all kinds of shit anymore. Like I'm in Joint Force headquarters now, so we do a lot of like office shit. But we still do have to do a certain amount of training. We still got to do ranges. We still got to do PT tests. We got to still do certain stuff. And mine happens to land the weekend that you go to Albuquerque to the weekend after. So that whole week is my fucking week of the year that I got to do all that shit. So, and Mike will be smack dab in the middle of a 2-week AT himself. So it is what it is. I wish we were going to be there, but we've been to plenty of yours. All right. We've been to plenty. And you know what? Let's start this interview off by saying this. We last saw you fight in Spain.
Yep.
I asked Slick Rick the same thing. Last time we saw Rick fight was in October. So it's going to be 8 months since he's been in the ring. Do you like these 8 months? Eight-month layout?
Absolutely not. But I, it's one of those things. It goes back to being able to find fights. If I have the belt, I have to fight people who can fight for the belt. Let's say change weight classes. BKFC that says they don't want double champs anymore, so they limit to what I can do there. There's not really that many people in my division anymore. As soon as I took the belt, everyone kind of scattered on me. So there's only one person who really has the record and deserves it, and he don't want it. So we're just picking up bums.
Yeah, I mean, Picking up. Well, okay, so you're saying that Donald Sanchez is a bum? Is that what I hear? Are you?
I don't think he's very good.
No.
I
I
think he's
mean,
tough, but that's it.
okay. So Donald Sanchez is the opponent. When they offered you the Donald fight, I'm sure you don't turn down fights, but when they told you that it was going to be in Albuquerque, did that make you have to like sit back and think about it for a second, or were you like, you know what,
You
fuck
know,
it,
it's
whatever?
super annoying that I have to go to someone else's backyard when I feel like they should be coming over to me. Or we could have gone to Texas. I think that'd have been a fucking dope ass show too. But the fights again, they got to make sense for money and stuff like that. He's gonna bring a crowd, so that's how they have to pay for the fight. You know, he doesn't get recognition outside of his own state. That's not my problem, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you been down to Albuquerque, right?
I have not been over there yet. No.
No, I was just telling Slick. I don't know if you heard me talking to Rick, but I told him that fucking dude, the Albuquerque crowds are crazy, and you are truly. I really do believe you're going into enemy territory over there
Oh,
for real.
100%. You know,
Those
but
guys they're
it's
fucking nuts down like Albuquerque are like I don't know what else they do besides fucking fight down there. We were down there and
That's
like
what I heard. There's not much to do over there. So I mean, of course, they're all gonna, you know, they're gonna pick their people they like, and that's the thing they got to do is cheer them on, you know. So, but that's all right. I'm not really worried about that. After the fight, I'm sure they'll all realize, like, you know, we're just in there to entertain them, and at the end of the day, once I win, they'll know who I am.
so you said something a few minutes ago when we first started talking about how the BKFC doesn't want double champs anymore. And I can understand there as a business side, they don't, because that kind of holds up two divisions. And we've
Right.
all seen it happen. It's really hard to stay active defending one and then defending another and then going back and forth. It's a tough thing and it's hard on the company and it doesn't really ever work out to
Yeah, people always seem to wind up favoring one weight class, you know, which I
exactly.
get it, and it's never been honestly never been something I really was going after. You know, I fight because I love to, so I'm just in there to keep doing what I love. Having the belt is just, I mean, it's just cool, extra recognition, but it's I don't really care to have two of them, but I would like to step up to 185. Won't have to cut so much
Okay,
weight.
so all right. So when I look in the comment section right over here and we hear people talking, a lot of people say that you have basically cleared out the division. You're going to fight Donald Sanchez. If you get a win there, I would expect Marcus Edwards to be the next guy up for you because he's looked pretty good.
What's his
After
record
those,
now?
I don't know without looking it up, but
Does he
he
got
has.
three or does he got four fights now?
I think he's got 4.
Okay.
So while we're talking here, I'll look it up. But so Marcus Edwards, but like you said, and like they say in the comments, Mundell has basically cleared out the whole division. If you go down to Albuquerque and you win against Donald Sanchez, and then say Marcus Edwards is next, and you beat him, there really isn't anybody else left in that division, and that's
Yeah.
and that's not a knock against anybody. You really have at that point you'll be
I've just separated
11-1.
myself from everybody, you know, and that's, you know, that just shows the work that I put in and the team that I come from, and it's just what happens. I feel like it would happen in any weight class I went to.
Edwards is 4-0 right now.
All right.
He's 4-0, and he has 2 first-round knockouts and 2 unanimous decisions. Right. So, is a move to 185 like inevitable at this point, or you're gonna just ride it
I
out?
would
Maybe they bring
I
in
would
more
like
people.
to, at the bare minimum, fight twice a year. I would love to be more active and at least fight three. Um, so it's just that's what it's gonna come down to, is if they're able to find me fights and keep me busy, then I'll stay right where I'm at. But if not, and I gotta go find these fights, and that's what I'll have to do too. And that's another thing too, is like, once since I've cleared out the division, and even if they wanted me to stay at 175, I feel like they could bring people in from outside the organization, sign these bigger names, bring these UFC guys over here for me to fight. We don't have to fight for the belt. We can just fight. They can choose the weight class they want, and we can just run it.
Roberto Armas is in the comment section saying that if you're willing to drop to bantamweight, he will fight you.
He's willing to fight anyone. That's it. but
He's
no,
like,
I'd have to chop off all my limbs.
yeah. So what the hell was I just gonna say? So last time we saw you was in Spain, and right now you're 9-0. Everybody thought that Danny Christie was gonna give you a tough fight. You go in, you run a tough, a full training camp. You go in there and you prepare for that. It doesn't last long at all, and now you wait 8 months. Does it kind of piss you off that like I don't know. I always wonder how you
Yes,
feel as a fighter.
yes.
It pisses
It
you off
annoys
because
me definitely.
yeah,
This is the way we make our living. So when you have us sitting on the shelf for 8 months, we don't get a paycheck for 8 months. I mean, obviously there's other things that we can do, go make money, whatever, run privates and stuff like that. But this is what I want to do. I want to be able to train and focus on growing as a fighter. I want to be able to, stay consistent in there so that I can again do what I love.
right. And you come from a very smart team, and I'm sure they have you prepared. But I'm going to tell you something that I didn't know because I'm stupid. And Mike and I go down to Albuquerque a couple of years ago for the first time that we ever went down to cover one in Albuquerque. And we've been there like 3 times now, I think 3 or 4 times we've been there. Did you know that Albuquerque is higher in elevation than Denver?
I did not, but I do know about the elevation. Someone told me there's about 10% less oxygen in the air, basically.
Yeah, I did not know. I had no idea. And I guess I'm just not a very fucking smart geography guy. I always thought that Denver's mile high. Like my dumb brain thought like Denver's the highest altitude in the United States, but it turns out that Albuquerque's higher.
Yeah, it's
You ever fought, have you ever fought at altitude like that?
I have not fought there, but I've been to like Salt Lake City. I think is very close to the same elevation, and I know I went out there, and every time I go to these events and stuff, I always try to set up some type of training as well, just because I like to meet new people and see new styles and get little new tricks and tips. So anyways, so I went out there and I trained, and it does off the first couple times of just working out, like it takes a second because you don't realize you're moving through your workout and all of a sudden you're just breathing hard. You're like, what's going on? But
Yeah.
all in all, like I've been training super hard, and I've been training with the mask on and everything, doing the necessary things I have to do to be able to be ready. And I'm gonna go out there a little bit early, so it's something that I don't have to concern
That was
myself
gonna
with anymore.
that was gonna be my next question. My next question was gonna be how soon do you go out there? Because you're an MMA fan as well as we are, right? You remember the Cain Velasquez Fabricio Verdum fight in Mexico City back in the day? Do you remember that? Cain
Uh,
Velasquez versus Fabricio Verdum. Verdum went out to Mexico City a month early, right? And Mexico City's like 10,000 feet above sea level.
okay.
Cain Velasquez went out there a week early and gassed the fuck out, and that's when Fabricio beat him for the title. So I was wondering, like, are you going out there, very soon to accolade yourself or what?
I'm also a fan.
Uh-oh. Hello. This is what happens when you're a world champion. People call you while he's doing the interview here, and maybe that's Jihad telling him, "Hey, don't tell him any secrets. Shut your fucking mouth." We'll give him a second. We'll give him a second, and we'll bring him back on. I gotta ask him about the mask because I don't know if those masks work. Come on, Dave. All right. We'll take him off for now. But anybody in the comment section, tell us why Mike got arrested. All right. Let me see. Let me see what you guys were saying. What were some of the guesses here, Mike? Public flashing. Um, Mooning, fucking yeah. No, Mike didn't. Okay, I will reiterate. Mike did not get arrested. He is just busy and he has some things going on. So we will get him back next week as regular, as normally scheduled. But until then, you just got to deal with my fucking dumbass. All right. And hopefully Dave pops back on here in a second. I do know that Mike's daughter, who is absolutely hilarious, called boy parts breadstick vaginas the other day. So you guys can put that in your Rolodex of fucking and things, you know? All right, there he
There we
is.
go.
What
Said
happened? Did you?
some asshole was calling me.
Oh, I just said your manager's probably calling you saying, "Hey, don't answer that question. Don't fucking answer anything that he's asking you right now."
Where, where were we? I heard you say something about, because I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me no more. But you were saying something. You want to know if the mask works?
Yeah. I gotta
I
ask
can
you about.
say, I can say that it's hard as fuck to breathe in that thing. And the few times that I wore in the beginning when I first started wearing it and dying, when I actually was able to take it off, I, I didn't get tired. So I think it's definitely has its benefits. Now I know with the mask, it's harder to draw in and push out. Like it's stopping the flow. So you actually have to use muscles in your lungs, whatever, to get it to work, so to speak. And when you go out there, I'll be able to breathe freely. It just will be less oxygen. So I'm hoping when we actually go with the time that I have and going early, it allow my body to acclimate. I've done a lot of like a little bit of research and reaching out to people and just seeing what they all thought. Anywhere from 4 days to a month is the thing that I get. So I think it's going to depend a lot on the individual, but I do know, as everyone can see, is like my cardio is not one that slacks. Like I work my ass off. You know, I don't take anything lightly. I train as hard as I can all the time. So I'm always focused on my conditioning because that is my eyes. Conditioning is king, you know. So
Is that so? This is different from earlier in your career, right? Like I remember when we first started covering the sport. In between fights, you would blow up a little bit, right? You would get kind of a big boy. You'd be a big boy and before dropping back down.
yeah.
And nowadays, it does seem like you are super disciplined. And is
Well,
strength and conditioning more
exactly.
of is it more of like an everyday life thing for you now than
I've
as opposed
always
to a
been that way.
training camp?
I've always stayed in the gym year round. You know, the only thing that's really changed is my diet. Really, like so, I'm more focused on that. But I have to because I have to take it more seriously. You
Yeah,
know, obviously with not being able to always get a fight right away. If one comes up where they're like,
you gotta be
"Hey,
ready.
this exactly," I feel like it's a job now. Like I have to take it seriously. You know, so it's one of those things. Like I've always stayed in year round. Now I just also make sure that I'm staying on top of my food the way I'm supposed to, and just staying down in weight, make the weight cuts a little bit easier. I'm also getting older. That stuff gets harder. You know, every weight cut gets a little bit more intense.
See, I don't know if you know this about me, Dave, but for a long time, I was a big gym rat. I used to lift heavy and I used to try to stay like big Jack, Sergeant Mish. And a lot of people used to come up to me all the time and ask me to help them with like, can you help me out in the gym? Can you, set me up with a routine or whatever? My first question out of my mouth every time was, well, what do you eat? How do you eat? And they would look at me like I'm fucking crazy. I'd be like, listen, I don't know if you know anything about like being in the gym or not, but if you're not gonna eat right, if you're gonna eat fucking McDonald's 6 times a week and just be a fucking fat slob, I can give you pointers, but I don't know if you're gonna see much fucking results in the gym if you're still gonna eat like an asshole. If you're going home and eating
Can't outrun a
pizza, if
bad
you
diet.
yeah, if you're banging down burgers and hot dogs and fucking ice cream, 5 out of 7 days a week,
You definitely won't see the numbers you want on the scale. You know, you'll still be
yeah,
able to move around, and we'll call it dirty bulking,
yeah,
but so
yeah,
you'll be able to perform and stuff. But it's not the same when you carry that extra weight around. That just makes it a little bit harder to move the way you want to and stuff like that. But we've passed all that for now.
yeah, that's good, man. Way to be there. And you look great nowadays. And every time we see you, you look better every time you fight. So I can't wait to see what kind of redneck we have out there in Albuquerque. I wanted to ask you about Josh Dyer. What did you think about Josh Dyer and Mike Richmond's fight? And because you fought Mike Richmond, Mike
I
Richmond,
missed it. I didn't get to see it. I've only seen
you
like the
haven't
highlights and
watched it?
stuff. I haven't watched it yet.
Whoa,
I know.
man!
I'm usually pretty good on staying on top of some of the events. Um, I don't know. I guess maybe now he's a name I got to start paying attention to if he's got the belt. Maybe something I can take from him. But it's just that he doesn't really interest me right now.
I get it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man, you should go watch it because you know how tough Mike Richmond is. You know how
Yeah.
good Mike Richmond is. Mike is one of the best out there, just like yourself. Mike couldn't do anything. And like Mike did land some shots because he is Mike Richmond and he is going to land some of those precision shots. And he landed a couple nice body shots on him, and he did crack him in the face a couple times. But I like what Josh Dyer did to the Marine was just like it looked like did you see the pictures afterwards?
I did.
It looked like Mike got hit with a fucking barbed wire bat like 10 times
Yeah,
in
I thought of the fight. I didn't think the fight went with the way his face looked. I thought it was a quicker fight and that he just got beat up real fast or something. I think they went. Did they went
three
all the way to
rounds.
the fifth? Oh, three. Okay, well,
No,
that
it was
wasn't a
after
split. I thought it
yeah,
was
it
like
was
4 or 5. I thought they like were battling back and forth for a while for some of the people that were telling me, but I'll have to check it out.
oh man. Okay, then you're gonna have to check that out because I was gonna ask you if it would be any interest of you. He has fought your teammate.
Yeah.
Him and Jared had the no contest. Jared's story is one thing. Josh basically called him a liar last week on the show here. So that's unfinished business between those two guys. I don't know
It's
if we'll ever.
funny because they remember them in the back and him apologizing to Jared deeply over and over again for hitting him in the back of the head. You could clearly see the giant lump in the back there and everything. But now, of course, he wants to change the story up because people are listening. But yeah, I would 100% fight Josh in a heartbeat.
He wants Mike Perry. So and you and him both want
Everybody,
Mike Perry. So
yeah. Listen, if they give any of these people Mike Perry before me, we're gonna have some big problems. That's the fight that's been promised to me multiple times, multiple people. I keep doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I've already said I'd fight him at any weight class. I keep getting told he's the one who's next. He's the one who's next. So if it goes the other route, you'll see a pissed off redneck.
Big Ben, you know Big Ben Vanaski? Big Ben, he works for the BKFC. He builds the rings. He's the big tall guy that's always
Oh
around there.
yeah.
So Big Ben says, if I'm assuming he's saying if you want to watch the Dyer Mike Richmond fight, you can use promo code Big Ben 316 and get half off the monthly subscription if you need to get that BKFC subscription.
I'll call somebody who has it. I ain't paying for it. It's ridiculous. I fight in the goddamn organization. I should have that shit for free.
You absolutely should have that shit for free, man. All right. Well, hey, you before we wrap up tonight, I do want to ask you this about Donald Sanchez because at the beginning of the conversation here, you basically called him a bum, and you don't think he's a good
All my
fighter. And
opponents are bums. I've separated myself from all of them.
can you
It's
tell me
it's
what it
nothing
is about him
personal.
that you don't? What do you not like about Donald Sanchez's fight style, or what you've seen out of him in the BKFC so far?
He just looks slow and confused. I don't know. He can't figure out whether he wants to back up or go forward. And maybe it's just what he's trying to do is lull people to sleep or something. I don't know. I'm just not impressed by what I've seen. That's all. But nobody really does. So it's one of those things. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna find out real fast.
Like I said, man, every time you come out, you seem like a better version of yourself. Well, if you think back 10 years ago, right? Did you ever imagine that you would be ranked number one pound for pound in the world in any discipline of fighting
Not
and be
not bare knuckle, but in UFC, of course, that's when I've been fighting. I think close to 13 years now, and that was obviously back in the day was the goal to get there, whatever. And just the crazy how the life just works out in different paths that we take. But I just knew I knew my ability, I knew my capability, and I knew what I wanted, and I knew how stubborn I was, and I wasn't gonna stop, and I was gonna very competitive. So I knew I was gonna be up here one day.
And what is it about this sport that you think that has fit you so well? Like, why do you excel so well in this when you know you came up through MMA and doing your thing? What is it about BKFC or bare knuckle fighting that just fits you so well?
I think it just has a lot to do with just how everything lined up, right? Because very early on, I got with Jihad in my MMA career. He was a boxing coach, so I was always doing that. But obviously, we know MMA is mixed martial arts, so there's other things to go in it with wrestling and jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and everything. But I had a base from wrestling. I was doing good at jiu-jitsu, and then I was boxing. So it's like I had a few of the arts, and it's just a lot at once. You know, when you go in there, anything can happen. But now that I'm able to just focus on just boxing, I would like to think that I'm in my prime right now, and I've been boxing for a long time, so it just transferred over really well. Not having the big gloves on, we don't have that extra few inches, and I'm already used to that because the little MMA gloves. So it just everything just kind of worked out for a reason, so to speak, and here we are.
Here you are, man, looking better than ever. So you're heading in there, and Russ Maxim says that we need to get your platinum belt fixed. For those who don't remember, you had
Mm,
that platinum belt out at Knucklemania 4 out in LA. What happened to the belt, and where is that belt?
it's hanging up in the house here, but it's missing a few of the diamonds and stuff. So I keep it in a safe spot.
And is the King of Violence something that interests a person like yourself, or are
I
you
mean,
not?
I could care again going back. Like it sounds so bad saying, it, but I care less about any of the belts, man. I just want to fight. I just want to prove that I'm better than everybody. Having them shows that I am. They literally had to create that belt to make that kid happy. It's ridiculous to me. If he wanted a belt and they want to, you know, promote BKFC the way it should be for all these athletes that come out here and work our ass off. Why are we catering to this fool? Like because he's got some name from the UFC because he's known to be tough. He's fucking stupid. He can't talk. He's just and it's just so annoying to see him get all this fucking clout for no reason. If he wants to be the best, then you got to fight the best. I'm pound for pound number one. I got the belt. I'm willing to fight him at any weight class. What's the problem?
There it is. That's so the King of Violence belt you can give a fuck less about. You just want the fight. That's all
I
you
want the
want. You want
fight. He's got the recognition. Everyone thinks he's the best, and I want to prove that he's not.
well, I think everybody recognizes you as the best out there right now. And there's no reason for anybody to doubt you anymore. Every time you go out there, you perform at the highest level possible. And can't wait to see what you do in Albuquerque against Donald Sanchez. And hopefully after Donald, if you come out victorious, if you have to fight Marcus, you do that one too. But I really do hope, you know, that Mike and I have always been for the Mike Perry fight. The Mike Perry fight, it just makes too much sense. You guys have a history. You're both extremely popular. He's undefeated. You're 9-1. It's just come on, man. Things couldn't line up any better. So I hope that happens for you. Dave, before I let you go, I'm sorry that Mike wasn't here to have a conversation
It's
with
all
you as
right.
well. But you have anything else you want to say to everybody that's going to be tuning in June 6th in Albuquerque?
One of the best ways to promote or to help, support me right now, go to my Instagram. I got the link tree. Go to redneckmundell.com. Buy a shirt. Support me. Show some love.
There it is. Too easy, everybody. And while you're at it, too, the Full Blast t-shirt that you got on right
Yes,
there.
sir.
Shout
Chris
out to
White.
those boys, too. Yeah, shout out to those guys. I got some Full Blast clothes, too. And
Yeah, he's the man. He came in. He sponsored me first, and then he took over and helped out the team. And he's doing a lot of good stuff for the team over there at Shift. So I love that man. And then I also got a Jeff Meeks from the Real Man Podcast, is another big sponsor of mine. Both those guys really helped me through this camp. Um, you know, so just being able to take the time, I actually stepped away from work and finally, and have been able to train full time. And with their help, it was able to do that. So
outstanding. And in the comment section, it says you also sell panties. Is that true?
I
And if
do.
so, there's a link in your bio for that one, too.
Yes, sir. It's
You
funny. It's crazy how many people actually buy them things too. It's funny, but hey,
listen, people listen. In a world where people buy farts in a jar and cut toenails, like anybody will buy anything on the fucking internet these days, Dave. You know,
touche.
I'm about to be a foot model myself. Hey, thank you so much. Mike and I won't be in Albuquerque, but we'll be watching. Hopefully, we see you. Are you going to try to make it out to Texas a couple weeks later?
I would love to. I think they need to see me out there because I definitely think I could build a fan base real quick. And like
Absolutely.
I said, I was really hoping to be on that card. There for a while there, they weren't announcing my card, and things were going on, and was hearing all kinds of things in the background, and I thought maybe they were gonna switch it over, and that would have been sweet. But we'll go take it. We'll go take it from them in the backyard. I don't care.
Listen, I feel like Texas isn't all that far from New Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. It was
His
pretty
fan
clear.
base could have easily came
Good.
right
Yeah,
over there. They could have
it,
still
it
sold
made
out.
sense to me. It made sense to me. But maybe we'll get there the next card. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, right, man. Well, I wish we could be there to see it live, but we watch them from home, and hope we run into you in Texas. Best of luck, BKFC 75. Dave Mundell, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, later, dude. All right, hey, there he is, Redneck Mundell. It's hard to bet against a guy like that for sure. That is for damn sure these days. And when we went out to Spain, guys, Danny Christie just had this reputation for being this fucking super badass guy. And like, we're like, man, Dave's going to come out here and have himself a rough fight finally. No, nope. We'll see what Donald Sanchez can do in Albuquerque in front of his home crowd, because every time we think Dave's running into somebody who's going to give him a fucking war, it doesn't happen. I mean, Mike Richmond is the best example. Like Mike is, everybody was in agreement that Mike was one of the best on the planet at that time. And yeah, he just lost to Lorenzo, but for a minute and 50 seconds of that first round, he was absolutely owning Lorenzo. And then Lorenzo threw that shot down the middle, knocked him out. He lost. Bounce back, title shot against Redneck. He drops Redneck in like the first 30 seconds of the fight. And we're like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? Mundell comes back, does his thing, dispatches of Mike Richmond, just like he has everybody else en route to becoming the number one pound for pound fighter and just like an unstoppable force in the BKFC. So shout out to him, man. Thank you so much for coming on, Dave. And thank you to Rick Caruso for coming on as well. Yeah. Sorry that you guys didn't get to see Mikey's beautiful face or hear his yuck it up voice. And I would try to do the yuck it up voice for the Dynamic Life reads, but I'm not going to do that. Let me try it. Hey, no, how the fuck is he? Dynamic Life, weight loss, sexual health, and anti-aging. Get over to @LIV Dynamic on Instagram. That is @LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio, and 20 seconds later, you can become a patient at Dynamic Life. That's as best as I can do, Mike. I hope you heard that, and I hope you're proud of me. And then when you're done with that, get over to the Rasha @Rasha Elite on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio, therasha.com, and it'll take you to their website. They are the official mindset and recovery tool of the BKFC and of many world champions, and also the Mike and Mish show. Guys, you have a weekend off of bare knuckle fighting. I don't know what the hell. What are we all going to do with ourselves, man? What are we all going to do with ourselves? We need you. Mish sucks. Big Ben, Large Benjamin, shut the fuck up, you son of a bitch. What I'm going to tell you guys right now is that if Ben doesn't stop talking in the comment section right now, Mike Hunold will not be the only person ignoring his phone calls from the Mike and Mish show. That's a threat. That's a fucking direct threat, Large Benjamin. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Go do something fun with your families. Thank you to Rick Caruso for coming on. Thank you to Redneck Mundell. Always a great time talking to both of those guys. Both very entertaining fighters and great people. And it was a pleasure talking to both of them. And for everyone else, I'll see you next week on the Mike and Mish show. Peace.